Hey everybody, welcome back to the Grognards Corner, and today we're taking another look at Swamp Devils from Blood Bayou from Tiny Battle Publishing, and we are actually going to be doing a little gameplay with it today. A couple things I kind of messed up in the last video, you know, kind of as I was quickly going over the basic rules and everything. I'll go ahead and point those out if I can remember them while I'm doing the gameplay. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. The game is divided into two phases in each turn. The Swamp Devils from Blood Bayou have the first phase, and then the humans have the second phase. And of course, you know, there's the individual sub phases. It starts off with reinforcements, then movement, then combat. And then switches over to the other player, and that's a turn. Not too tough when it comes to the rules. There are a set of guidelines for playing the game solitaire, and we're going to be abiding by those. It's basically that each turn, normally the Swamp Devils of Blood Bayou get 2 reinforcements, but during the solitaire play they get 3 reinforcements, and they basically have to form as big a stacks as they can with the purpose of trying to stop the rituals, completing the rituals, which will give a human victory, or for trying to move off the path to the village. The Swamp Devils from Blood Bayou may also not move into a human space unless they have a 2-to-1 chit advantage. So I think that could probably be open for a little bit of abuse. I don't know. I haven't played yet, but there's that knee-jerk part of me reaction that's kind of thinking, well, if I just, you know, maintain really big stacks of humans and, well, we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, this is all theory crafting at this point. So we're going to go ahead and start off. And the Swamp Devils from Blood Bayou. I should really stop that. That's annoying. Okay. So we're going to start off by placing the first unit. And for the Swamp Devils, you go ahead and randomly roll. And we got a 5 there. So the first one will show up in area 5. And if you'll notice, on the back side of the counter, there is... It's got its combat value of 1, but it's got its movement in X. That means it cannot move the turn it comes on. So reinforcements cannot move the turn they come on. So that's, you know, a real nice, convenient way to mark it. At the end of your phase, or at the end of your turn, you go ahead and flip it over, and then there we see the movement. So we got the first one, goes in area 5. The second one goes in area 5. I hope if I actually put it on the correct side. And the third one goes in area 7. Alrighty, so there's where the bad guys are at. Now you'd have movement. Unfortunately, since they're reinforcements and they just came on, there is no movement for them. Thus, there is no combat. Simple, straightforward, easy enough. Into their phase. You turn them over. So now they're free to move. Flips over to the humans' turn. Now the humans start off with the sheriff and 4 villagers on the road to the village. Now they don't really count as in reinforcements. They can actually move the turn they come on. So, okay, so we start off top of the turn. Reinforcements, it is turn 1. There's nothing on the reinforcements track. Humans can only get reinforcements by killing Swamp Devils and using them to purchase for reinforcements. So, it looks like really the only thing that the human player... Okay, so the humans don't have any reinforcements, so it goes into movement. And the humans can only travel... White line, I know I accidentally called this a yellow line last video. These are actually white lines. So, you know what, let's go ahead and take these 2 villagers, move them up here, take these 2 villagers with the sheriff into the old logging camp, because humans get a +1 combat if they're in the old logging camp. And that is the human phase. Alright, well, that was quick, easy, nice. So we go on to turn 2. And we get 3 more Swamp Devil replacements. And we get another 5. Okay, we've got to remember, since this is a reinforcement, it comes on with its X side, so it can't move this turn. The second one comes in on 9. Uh-oh! I was going to eat the villagers. And the third one comes in on 6. All right, they're in the swamp there. Okay, so that's reinforcements. Now we have movement. And now for movement, you have to try to move to form as big a stacks as you can. And to stop the ritual from happening or to move off the village. You know, move to form as big a stack. So this guy here, that will form a bigger stack. These two that are available to move, they can't move in because they don't possess a 2-to-1, and if they move out, they're not going to be having a bigger stack. So I think those two guys are going to have to stay where they're at. And so that means we have, that's all for movement. Because this guy, since he just showed up, cannot move, so he's going to be locked in combat. Okay, so combat shows up. Oh, well, so movement's done. Move, jump into combat. Okay, we have 1 Swamp Devil. So we put 1 green chit in, and we have 2 humans. So we put 2 blue chits in. This is our, remember, our fancy Mark 1 Mod 0 counter randomizing chit pull device. So you start pulling counters out, and I'm not looking into the cup, I swear I'm not. And what do we got? Okay, the first one is a white combat. Alrighty, so you always remember the cup always starts with the red and white in it at every combat. So white means, flip to the rule book real quick, I believe that combat ends immediately. White combat chit. Combat ends immediately with no further casualties. Note that as a result of a red or white combat chits, both sides may have units present in the area which may result in combat in that area during the next player turn. Alright, so the humans showed up. They kind of bumbled into the Swamp Devils of Blood Bayou, and both of them kind of looked at each other, screeched, flailed at each other wildly, and didn't really accomplish much of anything. Alright, but now, since the turn is over, that gets flipped over, and that gets flipped over. And my battery light is flashing, so we are going to take a quick break. We are going to recharge my battery, and we are going to come back, and we will be moving into turn 3 of Swamp Devils from Blood Bayou. I'll be right back, folks. Alright, everybody, we're back, and we're stepping into turn 3. So let's go ahead and move the turn track down to 3. Looks like the humans are going to be getting a reinforcement this turn. Let's go ahead and pull 3 more Swamp Devils. Let's see where they end up. I got 5. For some reason, they really like 5. Next one is 1. And the third one is a 5 again. Wow. Okie dokie. There must be some type of massive major Swamp Devil breeding program down in that space or something. Alright, so that's Swamp Devil reinforcements. Now, let us see about movement. We got these 3 guys here. Again, them moving out is not going to... It'll make the stack smaller, so they're probably going to stay there. And they are at limit. You can only have 5 people in a space, 5 friendly people in a space. So they're going to be stuck there, and since there's only 3 of them, they can't really move into the old logging cap because they won't have a 2-to-1 chit advantage. So yeah, they're fine there. These guys... You know what? They have to move to try to increase stack size. Let's read that specifically. What the exact order is. Because solitaire play difficulty Swamp units should move as to form large stacks. These stacks should be moved with the aim of preventing disrupting arcane rituals at all costs and or exiting units off the map. You know, I don't see any reason why these guys wouldn't go ahead and move to 7 to try to get and help here, because that would be getting to the road to the village. So yeah, the AI routine, you know, leaves a little bit to desired, but you know, it's a simple game. I mean, make decisions based on using the guidelines and what you think if you were playing the Swamp Devils would do. All right, so we still have combat left over from last turn right here. So we've got our handy dandy chit pull device. You can see we've already got the red and the white in there, and we've got one swamp monster, swamp devil. So that's one green chit. And we got 2 humans for 2 blue chits. And let's go ahead and pull. What do we get? All right, we get a green. That's actually pretty good because that kills off a villager. Woohoo! Yeah, like I said, combat's really simple. Pull another chit. And what do we got? We got a red, which means both sides immediately lose 1, and combat is over. So the Swamp Devil goes bye-bye. Whoop, nope, hold on. The Villager goes bye-bye. The Swamp Devil can now actually be used to purchase reinforcements during the human turn. So we'll just go ahead and stick this over to the side real quick. So that's the end of human turn, or Swamp Devil turn 3. So let's move on to human turn. Reinforcements. We have 1 reinforcement, or 1 point. We have 1 dead Swamp Devil. So let's go ahead and buy that. And I think we want to buy the Deer Hunter. And the Deer Hunter has to show up in the Trapper's Cabin. So we'll go ahead and put him there. Actually, that may not have been a real good choice. Yeah, let's not do that, because they'll get jumped next turn by the Swamp Devils there. So you know what? Let's go ahead and buy a State Trooper. Put the State Trooper right there. Actually, we don't need a State Trooper. Yeah, let's go with State Trooper. All right. So and the Professor shows up, and he shows up on the road to the village, being escorted by the State Trooper. Human movement. You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's do a big fight in here. Let's go ahead and jump in here. So this is going to get bloody real quick. So, okay, so that's all it's it for movement. And then we go into combat. Now, the Sheriff has a special ability. Go ahead and pull up the Sheriff's special ability. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? I just had it. Ow, I can't believe this. There we go. Sheriff Hawkins, the law around these parts. Incorruptible, yeah, whatever. And the best shot in 3 parishes. When he announced his intentions to investigate the strange goings-ons in the swamp, everyone was more than willing to follow this natural leader of men. Call for backup. Before resolving a combat, the sheriff can attempt to call for backup. Roll a die on a 9+. Up to 2 villagers from the human force pool are deployed to the area, adding their combat chits to the combat cup. If there are no villagers in the human force pool, ability cannot be used. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if he can call for backup. It is a 10. He does get backup. He gets 2 villagers. Wow, this is going to be a nasty one. Alright, so we got the red and the white markers already in our chit pull cup. We've got 5 Swamp Devils. 5 Swamp Devils, so 5 chits. We've got 4 humans, 4 villagers, so 4 chits, and the sheriff actually gives 3 chits. All right. So yeah, this is going to be a big one. And the first one would be a red or a white. Oh, no, it's a blue. So they go ahead and kill one of the Swamp Devils. Go ahead and set that off to the side. Next round of combat. It is a green, so the Swamp Devils kill one, and we're going to go ahead and whack off a villager. That sounded really bad. We're going to kill a villager. Continue combat. It is a green, so we get to kill another villager off. Come on, Sheriff. Thought you was a good shot. You're letting them swamp boys get the better of you. A green again, so another villager gets whacked. And a green again. Wow. Uh-oh. Sheriff's in trouble. Of course, you know, there shouldn't be very many. That should be all the green chits. Alright, there's one. Blam! Shoot one of the Swamp Devils between the eyes. Pull another one. Blam! Another one right between the eyes. Yeah, now you start doing good, Sheriff. After you've already lost all your villagers, all the townsfolk. Cannon fodder, right, Sheriff? Ah, there we go, red. Uh-oh, that's a bad one. Because both sides lose one, which means the sheriff dies. Uh-oh. And a swamp monster dies. That is kind of a bad thing, because that now locks one of the victory conditions for the humans out from being completed. So now, there are 3 ways that the humans can win, and one of them just got locked down, because one of the ways is get all 3 of the named characters, be it the sheriff, Colette, and the sorcerer, the scientist, to whichever the source space is, and spend a turn there to do the arcane ritual to lock it all down. But unfortunately, with the sheriff being dead, now there's really only 2 ways for the humans to win. They either kill 2 of the abominations, or what's the other way? Kill 2 of the abominations. Oh, get 10 science. Jeez. I know what I'm doing, honestly. Alrighty. So that was human turn 3. Now we go into turn 4. And we get one of the abominations. And this gets chosen randomly. And so which one do we have? We got the Nightmare. And the Nightmare shows up at Lighthouse Point. Let's see, when does the next set of abominations? Second abominations is on turn 8, so we'll go ahead and stick those down there. And the Swamp Devils get 3 more reinforcements. Let's see where they show up. 7? Wow. Whoop. 8. Where is 8? 8 is right there. And the third one goes in 9. Alrighty. Let's see, movement-wise. This guy is going to go ahead and shift to the old logging camp, I think. The Nightmare can't move yet. We've got 2 guys here that can move. Let's go ahead and move them there. And that guy can't move because he just came on. Alright, well, that is it for the beasties. Turn 4. Reinforcements get flipped. Oh, actually, no, he could have moved. He could have moved. So, you know what? We'll go ahead and shift him, move him up there to Pine Bluff, so he'll form a bigger stack there. All right, human turn 4. Now, they got 4 points that they can play with because they killed 4 swamp baddies. So, let's go ahead and grab ourselves a scientist. And you know what? Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a biker as well. And now we're going to go ahead and get Oh, Deer Hunter. I'm sorry. Deer Hunter shows up at the logging camp. It's the lumberjack that shows up at the trapper's cabin. Let's go ahead and put the lumberjack. Or no. Yeah. Other way around. Oopsie. So let's go ahead and put the Deer Hunter there. And for the fourth one, well, I guess we're going to go ahead and... let's go ahead and grab another biker. All right. Movement. Well, I don't think the doc wants to move off on his own. Although, you know what? Actually, he can. Let's go ahead and move the doc down here, the professor, into the old logging camp. Now, professor has kind of a cool ability. He can either throw in 1 combat chit or 3 white chits. So you know what? We're going to throw in 3 white chits. And the humans get +1 combat in the old logging camp. So that gets us a blue one. And then there's 1 swamp devil there. And the first draw from our chit pool device, it's a white one. Yep, kind of figured that was probably going to happen, just because there were so many white ones in there. Combat automatically ends. No casualties. And I believe the humans get a science point out of that, which is kind of the reason why I decided to go with the 3 whites. Let's see, specifically, because I know I just read it, but, you know, I like making sure. Okay. Combat ends immediately with no further casualties. Note the result of red-white chip. Both sides may have units present. All right, so how do we get science? Science points. During the earned science points phase, the human player earns 1 science point per 7.5. All right, well, what's 7.5? If the scientist or the professor survives combat, they learn vital pieces of information about this terrible threat from beyond. This is represented by science points, which the human player scores during the final phase of his player turn. In case the point is earned during the swamp player's combat phase, you may want to place a science point marker in the area after resolving that particular combat as a memory aid. Note that even if multiple scientists are present in an area, there's a maximum 1 science point earned. All right. So, yes, the humans have got 1 science point now. Yay! And that's it for the humans. And that, folks, is basically the down and dirty on Swamp Devils from Blood Bayou. I mean, I could keep going, but I think we kind of got a good idea of the basic game flow. I mean, I did get my Deer Hunter. He showed up. So during his phase, on a phase that he doesn't move or show up, he can shoot into an adjacent space to try to kill somebody. Colette's going to be showing up this turn, so I can put her someplace to try to see if she can find, you know, what the actual source is. But, you know, I think I've done enough, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. I hope everybody enjoyed. I hope everybody learned a little bit of something from the game. And again, I would really recommend heading over to Tiny Battle Publishing and trying out some of their games. Even if you don't want to order the full size, the full box, the box games that usually around $20 to $25, they do have the print and play versions. So do it, people. Great games, great company. Support them. You know you want to. Questions, comments, complaints, concerns. Y'all know how to get a hold of me. And I will talk to everybody later. See ya.